Good evening and welcome to our special presentation for SVG-TV News for Thursday, November 27, 2025, Election Day here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Counting is currently underway after most polling stations across St. Vincent and the Grenadines closed at 5 p.m. today for the country's general election. According to the Electoral Office, 103,524 registered voters were eligible to participate in the election across 15 constituencies. East Kingstown recorded the highest number of registered voters with 9,369, followed by South Leeward with 8,627 and West St. George with 8,024. A total of 250 polling stations were in operation nationwide. And voting proceeded steadily throughout the day in most constituencies with no major disruptions reported except for an incident at the polling station in Fitzhugh, North Leeward, involving the incumbent Unity Labour Party ULP candidate Carlos James. James was reportedly asked to leave the polling station after concerns were raised about his presence inside the voting area during the active polling period. On the electoral regulations, candidates and unauthorized individuals are not permitted inside the voting area except under specific circumstances. In a Facebook post, James claimed, quote, thrown out of a polling station by a politically biased police officer for objecting to two opposing agents sharing a desk. The very polling station we had 29 defective ballots rejected in 2020. But God is good, unquote. Election officials have not issued a statement on the incident, and there were no additional reports of disruptions throughout the voting process. St. Vincent and the Grenadines typically experiences high voter engagement, and elections are often closely contested between the Unity Labour Party, the ULP, in government since 2001, and the New Democratic Party, the NDP, the main opposition. North Leeward, where today's incident occurred, has been regarded as a competitive constituency in recent election cycles. Preliminary results are anticipated later this evening. And despite long lines and a slow voting process, citizens across the country turned out in strong numbers. Many voters waited patiently for hours, determined to place their X next to the candidate of their choice. Throughout the morning and into the afternoon, the atmosphere at several polling locations remained orderly but energetic, with voters demonstrating a strong sense of civic responsibility. While some expressed frustration over the extended wait times, most said it was a small sacrifice for the opportunity to participate in the democratic process. Many voters noted that regardless of the results, they were proud to have exercised their democratic right. They emphasized the importance of unity and respect once the final count is announced, adding that the nation's progress depends on continued involvement, cooperation, and mutual respect among its citizens.
Well, for the first time, I'm looking on for the best. I say I can't look on for the worst. Yeah, now it's time we need our changes. And I hope Vincent John could sit to himself and get up and see what it's all about. Don't afraid. You have a right to do what you want. You have a right to choose to do anything you feel like. And understand, my brothers? So that's how it is in this country.
So we can't take on what's going on in this country right now. Everything for better right now. We choose who we choose. We decide we will uplift our country. You understand? We never this way in them state here. Never be so. You understand? So we have to look out for the youths them in this time. Me don't come and got grandchildren, so we have to look for my youths and you check me.
So it's kind of slow, but it's just moving.
To see a lot of young people come out this time and vote around South Winwood. We have to defend my boy.
Well, I'm about a month now. About this is about the sixth time now I'm voting, and I'm proud of it.
Our former national player for this country has done well, and it's my franchise, my right to vote today, and I'm voting for my country, and the process is a little too slow for me. For all my years voting, very, very slow. I don't know if the rain, because the rain coming so long from the process, but from my observation, the process is very, very slow.
may the best party win today, and I'm hoping that my party will get into power. Have a blessed evening, and later we're going to celebrate.
In West Kingstown, the situation was no different as many voters turned out before 6 a.m. at the Lomans Anglican School. Several persons even braved the rain to ensure they cast their ballots. Opposition candidate and incumbent Daniel Cummins said he was pleased with the turnout but raised concerns about overcrowding at one polling location.
There are long lines at all polling stations, not just here in West Kingstown, but wherever I go in Kingstown is the same thing. But we seem to have a severe difficulty right here at Lomans Anglican Primary School, because while the supervisor of the election sent out a notice to say there are 4 stations at the school and 2 at the annex, without any notice, they put all 6 stations in the small primary school, and it's created a very crowded and congested scenario where people are having difficulty even in locating a polling station. And in addition to that, we had the other side right at the entrance to the school, putting up a tent on the school compound, which we had to get the police to remove. I mean, the laws are known to everybody that there should be a certain distance away from the polling station. And why they have to so blatantly disobey the law, why they're so blatantly disobeying the law is very difficult to understand. I mean,
Cummins, who does not vote in the constituency, said he will be visiting other stations throughout the day, adding that better provisions should be made to ensure a smooth voting process.
But we are confident that the people of West Kingstown will bear with patience and do what they have to do. So we are taking all the necessary steps. And we're looking forward to later this afternoon. I have not, because all of the polling stations, I vote in Central Kingstown, and all of the polling stations, the one at which I have to vote has been crowded from morning. So I'm waiting for the right moment to go and cast my X for the major.
The ULP candidate Kiesel Peters also joined the long lines to vote but declined to comment. Meanwhile, SVG-TV News spoke with several persons at the polling station who shared their voting experiences.
It was good.
So how is the process here?
It's going well. After 8? After 8, yeah. We finish after 10. Yeah.
Well, how you found your name and everything else, right?
Good. Everything goes well with my name and so, yeah.
Came here around about after 6. I find that they are not organized properly because some people, they came and the name is not there and they leave. A lot of people leave this morning because they didn't find the name. As soon as I go in, I don't know exactly who I'm going to vote for. I put my X where it's supposed to go and that's it. I come back up. Not even 2 minutes. I vote in finger.
Right, the process is actually working. Persons are coming. If you notice this morning, it's a bit crowded because I think most persons were trying to get their voting done very early. Some of the challenges I've observed is accommodation for the elderly. There should have been separate provision to accommodate the elderly and the disabled. What is in place is that you have to go up to the police to ask him to give them the chance to vote before others. And there are other persons in the line who, some of them don't have the patience and they're making noise because other persons are going ahead of them. So that needed to be done. The process is flowing at this polling station in Plant Lomans/Camden Park.
Over at the Dr. J.P. Yusuf Secondary School, voting progressed smoothly. Despite the rain, voters continue to show up steadily. At several polling stations in central Kingstown, the lines had thinned out by mid-morning. At the Girls Guide headquarters, we spoke with a voter who said she intentionally chose a later time to cast her ballot.
No, well, most people come early this morning already, so right now, it have more people to come, but some people at work right now, so when they get the time, they come, and so forth.
But you decide to come out?
Yeah, because I now finish working, so I come, so. And I just hope for the best, that we get what we want.
Our election reporting special will continue in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. In our special coverage of SVG Votes 2025, we heard that in the West St. George constituency, voting was calm and smooth, with residents turning out in strong numbers. SVG-TV News spoke with several constituents, including first-time voters, who shared their experiences at the polls.
It was good, smooth, yeah. I come and I went straight in, I came in a wheelchair and I went straight in, right? It was good, yeah.
I mean, well, my division or where you had to go wasn't that full, so I got through quickly. And it was a little frightening at first because, I mean, you had to think about it still. But I did, and I put my choice, and I know that I put the right choice.
My experience was really good. I just came all the way from Canada. This is my home, this is my country. And it was really nice. I went in there, they explained everything to me, especially as a first-time voter. I felt good about the choice that I made today, so it was really good.
It was smooth, but it was too slow. Very, very, very slow.
The process was great. It was successful. I pray that it will go towards a win.
It was okay, it was quiet.
It was a smooth process.
Smooth
and
process.
Take long.
Yeah, it take long. I was there long, since after 11. So.
The West St. George seat has been contested by Kashaka Cupid for the NDP, Curtis King for the ULP, and independent candidate Kina Kittels. Over in the East St. George constituency, where Camilla Gonzalez is a ULP candidate and Laverne Gibson Velox represents the NDP, Vincentians also turn out in large numbers at the various polling stations. SVG-TV News spoke with several voters who shared their views on Election Day 2025 and their experience with the voting process.
It was okay, no problem, easy going, so it's no problem. It was good.
Did you have a long wait?
No. Just get in and get through one time, so it was okay.
I'm afraid no. I don't know what to do. But the people them show me and advise me what to do. So hope I make a good choice. And you had a long wait? No, please. No? Was everything went? Just go in and come back out smoothly.
The process was nice and easy. Only say the shortest line I been in was the longest to get through. I see the people who meet me, they go in the long line and I'm in the short one, and they get through before me. Yeah, but it was good. I just hope the people come out and do the right thing. Just do the right thing and you can't go wrong.
It was smooth sailing.
Did you have a long wait?
Yes, my line was very long. So, but otherwise, smooth sailing.
Well, it was my first time voting. Yeah.
So how was it for you? Was it long?
Well, not that long. Get you real quick. Yeah.
Simple.
Simple. It's a 1, 2, 3.
So I think the process was quite easy, quite simple and straightforward. So, I exercised my constitutional right and I'm happy.
Okay, and I see this is your mom?
This is my mom, so I just went to assist her. Right. She made her X, but I assisted her to ensure that it was done correctly.
The voting process was very easy and I'm very pleased with the entire proceedings today.
Observers from CARICOM were active on the ground today, visiting various locations across mainland St. Vincent. SVG-TV News caught up with the Chief of Mission, Sase Gonraj, at the Bishop's College after his team had visited more than 30 locations by mid-morning. Gonraj said that so far the process appeared to be running smoothly, with only a few complaints reported.
Still morning. We deployed the CARICOM Electoral Observer Mission, deployed very early this morning. We have teams deployed throughout the mainland St. Vincent. One team has been dispatched to deal with the northern and some constituencies in the northern windward and the lower windward as well. That's two teams. One team is touching from East St. George to and the St. George and Kingstown areas, and there's another team that is dealing with the leeward areas. So we have teams covering all aspects of the process. So far, the reports that we have received indicate that the process opened well. One or two minor hiccups at some isolated polling.
When asked to elaborate on the minor issues, the Chief of Mission explained that some of the concerns involve a few polling stations opening later than scheduled.
Some polling stations opened a little after 7 because they did the checking off process starting at 7 o'clock. Other polling stations did that checking off process prior to 7 o'clock, and as a consequence was able to have that opening of the polls smack at 7 o'clock. Other than that, a few issues isolated with signage and so on, but those were really one or two places that we've seen that and heard that. We've seen a large turnout of voters waiting in line to vote at many of those polling stations. But we have not received anything of note in terms of major issues that has affected the process so far.
Gunraj also confirmed that no observation teams were deployed to the Grenadines for today's election.
That is deliberate. Unfortunately, because of logistics and other reasons, we have been unable to deploy a team to the Grenadines. So our observation is unfortunately limited to the mainland St. Vincent only. The process is to observe specifically. All of our observers are deployed to see the opening of polls. Throughout the day, we monitor the voting process at all of the polling stations, as many polling stations as possible. For example, it's now 11:30, and we have visited probably close to 30 plus polling stations. We've gone in, inquired, observed the number of persons in the line, observed the voting process in individual polling stations, etc. Look at accessibility to the polling stations and the like. We are also monitoring reports that are coming in of any issues. Thankfully, we don't have too many of those reports. And importantly, we'll also, at the close of poll, we'll monitor that, inclusive of the counting and declaration of the results.
The CARICOM Observer Mission is scheduled to host a news conference tomorrow to present its preliminary findings and overall assessment of the election. And political analyst Peter Wickham says the general elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be historic regardless of the outcome. Speaking to CBC News Barbados, Wickham said this is due to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves' lengthy tenure in office.
If Dr. Ralph Gonsalves is able to retain office, and he will become the longest serving Prime Minister continuously for the Caribbean, with 6 terms already. At 5, he's in record territory. If Dr. Goodwin Friday is able to unseat him, then you have a situation where he would have unseated the longest serving Prime Minister in the Caribbean. So it will be historic. The lay of the land on the ground is an interesting one. There are 15 seats in the Parliament. Current majority that Dr. Gonsalves holds is 2. This is up from the one he held in the previous election. But he has a large number of seats, about 5 or 6 seats, which are very marginal. And I think that's really going to be the focus in the election tomorrow. How can those marginal seats be managed, and who will win them ultimately? So it's on a knife's edge, I would say. It's a close election. It has the potential to go either way. We will watch with great interest tomorrow as the votes are counted.
And that is how we end our special election coverage for SVG Vote 2025. On behalf of all for SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Baptiste, inviting you to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also check out SVG-TV News in 15 weekdays at 12:45 p.m. Again, thanks for viewing. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And we will bring you more on SVG Votes 2025 in a subsequent newscast.